welcome to the European Ham Radio Show. The ham radio show that's not only on YouTube, but also at Hamfest in Oslo.
Yeah,
and
right.
podcasts.
And podcast whenever the podcast manager remembers to upload the podcast. But I think we're up to date on the podcast now. And I think we're up to date on the website as well, aren't we?
That is no thanks to me anymore. That's Tobias taking it over. So it's in the Germans are in charge. That means it's under full control.
Yeah. And you can also order a complimentary cassette if you want. Double-sided.
You should be careful mentioning stuff like that, but because suddenly you need to go out and buy a tape deck.
No, you'll fix that. You're the audio engineer.
And LB7 VJ comments that you never left the fest again.
I never left the fest. Yeah,
Your background.
Yeah. Okay, that's true. That's the. Let me see. Here we go. That's our presentation at the Hamfest.
And that was really great. So I wonder how many of people watching us now were actually at the presentation and is watching this show for the first time live. Let us know in the chat, because I think we got a couple of new subscribers and YouTube members from having that presentation. We got one there. We got two.
We had good help from LB4LI, who was filming.
Yeah, he filmed, and I got a really, really bad message about filming the talk. Since we had now no way of tapping the audio from the sound system at the hotel, the audio is, let's call it, non-salvageable. So I don't think we'll be able to, without a lot of work, put out a video from the presentation. Which is,
I have to say, I noticed there is what I think is a new call sign in here. Annette, if you just got your license, just leave a comment here, because I have a feeling you applied to the Norwegian Porter Group saying you were going to take the exam at the Hamfest. And if that's you, just leave us a comment so we know. Yeah.
Let's see. LB7 VJ have most of it, but the sound is not awesome, and that's our problem as well. The sound is not awesome. So I'll see what I can do whenever I have time, and time is something that I don't really have too much of at the moment. Nonetheless, let's go to the ham radio moment of the week. One should have thought that I'd had a couple of beers this weekend.
How many hands do you have to count on, Martin?
I have two.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. What's your ham radio moment of the week, Tobias?
As you know, the German election was today, so I needed to distract myself from the misery. So maybe you can embiggen that video.
I can
do the picture.
Let's just find the right button here.
Okay, so I had another go at that display enhancement for the TH79E, and I spent another $20 on small SMD components. Well, 18 on shipping, €2 on SMD components. As you can see, I've wired it up now, but it doesn't work yet. Yeah, so I thought I found a problem just an hour ago or half an hour ago. I missed to move a few jumpers on that development board to get the whole 8-bit bus connected to the pins of the development board, because by default this is supposed to be Arduino compatible, so they've configured all the jumpers that it looks like Arduino. And if you want to get access to all the pins of the microcontroller, you have to remove a few solder bridges or resistors and shorten a few others. So I found that, and now in theory I have all my 8 data bits. I have the read and write and enable and so on, but it doesn't work yet. So I don't know.
But
needs
up in the
more
upper
time.
right, I see why it's not working up in the upper right corner of your picture, Tobias. Is that a beer bottle?
Nah, that was iced tea.
Okay.
The alcoholic drinks is right in front of me to cope with the election result. Okay, well, that was a ham radio moment. Not a lot going on. And next week, you can make me smaller now. Next week is a busy work week. Visitors coming in my day job, so I have to get out of the house tomorrow at 7 in the morning and make it into the office. So that's it. Short week
but that's not a half bad ham radio moment of the week.
Hang on a second. And I did not even enable the mood lighting, but I was not in the mood for mood lighting. So let's see. Yeah. Now you have my usual background.
Looks a lot better now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yet again, I have a feeling your ham radio moment of the week is somewhere in your background.
What could this be? I had this dream. I dreamed of being in Norway, and I met this gentleman here, and I also did a POTA with that guy. A very quick POTA, but yeah, it started to rain, so we had to break it. So, but yeah, we made 16 contacts or so, and it was a fantastic weekend.
I think in just as many minutes. We even had a pile up, even though we were spotted on the wrong frequency.
Yeah, yeah. And thank you so much for your support hosting me there, and it was really enjoyable, and I should make it a tradition coming every year.
Oh, that'd be nice. But I can't really say that I hosted you because I stayed at the same hotel as you did.
Yeah, but you picked me up from the airport. You did the POTA with me, and
Yep, but that was a lot of fun, though. Doing that POTA was more fun than I expected, considering the amount of snow and the wrong shoes we were wearing.
Yeah. Okay.
But really great to meet you again, and thanks for taking the trip up. It is nice, and this is like a big part of the hobby, meeting people as well.
Indeed, yeah.
And it's always fun when you go to these hamfests and you think you don't know anyone, and suddenly you've at some point had some kind of connection with almost everyone there.
It was great to meet Owen and Knut. So the people I heard a lot on radio in parks or whatever, on summits, and Mihai, of course. Yeah, it was. And the evening yesterday, that was fun. Sitting there together, that was really enjoyable.
Yeah, it was a great weekend, and I am guessing that the two people right over there also have some ham radio moments of the week. Kjetil, what's your ham radio moment of the week?
Not sure. Could be a trip to Oslo. So that was really nice meeting people again. And this time I stayed overnight. I didn't do that last year, so I'm happy I did that. And met a lot of people, some of them for the first time, but I think it's the fourth time I've been to this ham meeting. So there's starting to be quite a lot of familiar faces there. But also people that's active on Facebook, in the SOTA or POTA groups, or on our Discord.
Yep.
So that was nice. The first guy I met on the airport, that was a Swedish guy who wondered if I knew where like that convention where all the radio people were. Which coincidentally I knew where that was.
So I guess you guided him on the right bus and to the right hotel and
he followed me. I couldn't like say I'm going on this bus, you take the other one. But that was really nice, and he was also into North Hunt, so that's another big radio moment of the week here for me today. 3 activations. I did a POTA, and I tried out some new gear that I was not supposed to buy on the ham meeting, but that happened to fall into my backpack. So I got the extra telescopic whip and a coil for the JPC 12 antenna. So I ran that for 80, 60, 40, and 20 meters today. Activated 2 parks, a SOTA, and 3 municipalities, which you do for North Hunt. 3 different municipalities, and all of those were first activations.
Nice.
Yes, so that was fun. Actually, out of the 82 QSOs I did today, 50 were from Northhunt. And so that was Swedish.
So that means if you combine, let's say, if it's possible, combine summits on the air, parks on the air, bunkers on the air, and Northhunt, you get the best pileup ever.
I would guess so, but at least this time I got a lot of Swedish people, which you usually don't get. But that was mostly 60 and 40 meters. But still, that is fun.
Did you spot for Northhunt?
Yes, on their website.
Right.
Yeah. Cool. So had some logging issues, some fun when I tried to export the ADIF file and use it for other things. But that's something that I'll probably have to get used to. They're doing things quite differently than most others. But yeah, it worked. And yeah, really fun, and got to test out some equipment.
Yeah, and that's good. And you even got some new equipment while you were at the Hamfest.
Yes, I happened to, this thing here, Tiny SA, happened also to fall into my backpack together with some other stuff for it. So that's going to be really fun to try out. I really need that to troubleshoot my G90.
You are aware that when you say it fell into your backpack, it sounds like you stole it.
No, I paid for it.
All right.
Yeah. Very much. But I also had the Nanovine. I bought a book for that, which was launched on the ham meeting, a Norwegian book. So looking forward to reading that. And actually brought my Nanovine for SOTA and POTA activations today to measure out the JPC-12 antenna in the field. So I'm starting to learn some more technical stuff. So that is fun.
That is always fun. Bob, what's your ham radio moment of the week?
Yeah, I was at the Hamfest as well, but I just drove up really early in the morning and had way too much coffee and had to go back early because my son was sick. But yeah, that was great fun. I'm still surprised every time I go to one of these events, and year after year it just gets more and more that even though I've been doing this for less than 3 years, there's a huge room full of people that I actually know. And I find that fascinating. And I've spoken to them in one sense or another on the radio or at our Discord or in the Summits on the Air Association for Norway. Or it's just an awful lot of people that I know in just such a short while. And yeah, I think that was, for me, that was the most fun part of the whole experience. Last year I was up there. I stayed over, so I was basically in the convention hall for the entire time, and my voice was actually hurting by the end of the evening because I was speaking wall to wall from when I got there till I left.
I mean, it's like a giant pileup when you meet all these people.
Yes, it is, and yeah, it's so much fun. So already looking forward to next year, but doing things radio-wise. Let's see if I can share my screen for just a tiny little second. Hey Tim, I've been doing a follow-up to my project on the KV4 PHT, and so there is let's see if I can. Yeah, I can share that. I've been comparing it to another cheap little radio, the TEHRS 75, to keep things fair. And I have to say, amazingly enough, you can watch the video if you're interested in or considering that radio. Let's see if you can stop sharing that now. You can watch that video and you can hear the audio comparison between the two radios. And I think, considering the fact that one costs 20 times as much as the other, I think it's doing a very good job on the audio, both receive and transmit. But the really surprising part, I'm taking away the punchline of the video now, but the really surprising part is that the low-pass filter that Mark Smith designed for that board does a better job than the low-pass filter in the Kenwood. It's actually got more attenuation of both the second and third harmonics than compared to the Kenwood. Both are completely within spec and absolutely, but it's actually doing a better job, and I find that very, very fascinating. So good job, Mark, if you're listening.
Are you saying that people should rather get a KV4P kit than a Kenwood D75?
If I said that, I probably said they should rather get 20. than one, because that would even out cost-wise. But no, it's and I say that in the video as well, it's two completely different things. It's not as practical as having a purpose-built handy talkie to have that thing on there. But if for my part, I'm going to pack that up and keep it in my luggage when I go traveling. That way I will always have the possibility to work VHF wherever I go, and also APRS. So that if I don't know that I will need a handy talkie, then that thing's still going to be in my luggage, and I will still have the option of actually doing VHF work wherever I go. So for me, I think that's the beauty of that little thing. It weighs nothing, and it costs you nothing to bring that along everywhere.
And it's always that you have fun radios and you have good radios, pretty much. I'm not saying that the KV4P is not a good radio, but it's more of a project than something that is rugged and would last for 20 years. I had a discussion about that with another ham yesterday, and he asked about the Vero VGC N76, I think it's called, and asked if it was any good. And I said, it's a fun radio, it's a project, but it's not necessarily a good radio, but it's a fun radio. And then I said that the Retivis radio, I released a video on last week, as every other ham radio YouTuber also did. That's a good radio, but definitely not a fun radio. So yep. There was something that's just fun without necessarily being good. The Quansheng is fun. It's the worst radio ever, but it's fun.
That's nowhere near the worst radio ever.
It's the most hackable radio.
Yep.
Yeah. But I did get to try out that fun radio you had, Bob, and that was I got a QSO on it as well, so that was really nice.
Yeah, you did. The thing works. It's another thing. It's supposed to put out 1 watt. It puts out 1.5. I don't know how they made that happen, but maybe a bit of overvoltage on the RF module or something. But yeah, very cool. And it's all you need for a VHF QSO, and it weighs nothing, takes no space. Why not get it? That is a fun project. If you like having elevated blood pressure, and soldering that thing up was a fun project.
You can probably hook it up to a good antenna as well and run satellites.
Wouldn't be my first choice, or second. We would be into the 2-digit when we talk about my choice.
But I mean, it's a cool project. I loved seeing that in real life when you brought it yesterday. It even made it into my Hamfest video.
I saw. Thank you.
And William says that the worst radio ever is the Jintong. It's so widebanded that you could talk to aircraft and the police
at the same time.
Probably at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah.
So, and I guess it's my turn now. I got several ham radio moments of the week. I mean, if I want to compress it into one, it's the Norwegian ham meeting that was this weekend. But it was so many fun things. That fat guy in the red shirt over there.
You said that.
I said that. I know what I look like, and I'm still shocked when I look at myself on video. But besides that, holding that presentation was so much fun, getting to do like a live session of the European Ham Radio Show and talk about that we're not only a YouTube show, but we're a community of people, which was amazing. I think it was, let's say, I'm above average in knowledge of how many people are in conference rooms. I'm guessing that there were about 100 people at our presentation. Which made it a lot of fun. And then getting gear is always fun at the Hamfest. And you talked about elevated blood pressure, Bob. And let's see if I can get the right camera to point here. I traded my Flex Maestro for this, and I seriously forgot how terrible the Anytone CPS software is. It's a nightmare, and without any kind of logic. And then you get those cryptic error messages that doesn't tell you anything. So I just turned the radio off now before the stream because my blood pressure was high enough.
I gotta say, I think the Maestro has a much nicer screen than that radio would trade.
Oh, and a much nicer user interface. I gotta say. But then again, they do a couple of different things. But I got a couple of HTs, and I'm also on the Kenwood addiction now, I think, except that this old D7, I got 2 batteries with it, but none of them worked, so I need to get a new battery for it. But since it's a full duplex, I'm thinking this will be a good satellite radio. And then I got the VX7 here, a new old stock. Turns out that a 15-year-old new old stock battery is not any good. So I need a new battery for that as well. But
is
those
that
will be
the waterproof, or is it the VX8?
It's the anything proof. I mean,
okay.
it's aluminum and it's waterproof, and I think this can survive pretty much more than the recent Redivis radio.
I just got to remark that since this is the European ham radio show, it's aluminium.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to playing with those radios, and I got the VNA book as well, as I think everyone else did. And Chris Tech, the dealer that had a stand there, I think he sold out his Nano VNA stock.
Yeah, and he brought a lot of fun stuff, but there were some other fun dealers as well that sold some fun measuring gear and stuff, and there was a table full of Messi and Poloni gear for Tobias, but it was priced retail. So at like €6 per meter or something for some of the coax.
Yeah. But if Messi and Poloni, if you're watching this, we're taking sponsorships.
Mm-hmm.
We are?
If Messi and Poloni wants to give me coax, yes, we're taking sponsorships.
Yeah, the rest of us as well, of course.
Yeah. And Jeff says that Artist System sells software for the 578. That might actually be a solution.
Yeah. These RT system interfaces and the software is great.
Yeah.
I think I have RT systems for basically all the VHF capable radios I have, and I love it. But I think the difficult part when I programmed that radio, Morten, it was not doing the normal repeaters, getting that into it. It was getting it to do APRS and getting it to do DMR. That was the difficult bit. So
I am not going to bother with the APRS on this. This is just gonna sit in my shack. So
I was so looking forward to hearing APRS on the repeaters around here again.
So this is the book we're talking about, From Signal to Success, Practical Network Analysis with a Nano VNA. So it's Lima Alpha 3, Papa November Alpha that made it.
Lima Alpha 2, Papa November Alpha, isn't it?
It says 3 on the front.
I obviously need to start remembering call sign numbers because it's not the first time this weekend I've been wrong.
No, you just need to learn
it's a
to
beer
count.
problem.
Yeah. But it looks like a really nice book. It's 120-ish pages with some code samples and everything, of course, in Norwegian. But quite a few in here understand Norwegian or Swedish or Danish or similar
I learned
language.
Norwegian this weekend. I was very surprised how much I understood at the presentations. I mean, the topic was amateur radio, so I understood maybe 50%, and then I figured out the rest. But I had the fear of understanding nothing, but that was not the case.
Yeah, it's close enough, right? The languages are somewhat similar.
And I just want to address Paul's comment here. And yes, it's true. The rumors are true. I no longer have a sponsorship with Retivis, but that's not because they cut it off. It's because I cut it off, because that radio is seriously the most boring device to make a review video on. So I figured, no, I don't want to do that anymore. But thank you for enjoying the video. You're one of very few people who have actually watched the video, so thank you, Paul.
Yeah, but you want really cool stuff to review, right? And not the same as everybody else.
I want the fun stuff. I don't necessarily want the good stuff. I want the fun stuff.
Yep.
and that radio, it's good, but it's not fun. So we actually do have a topic for today. Because we are having let's see if I can get the right page up here. We are having a meetup this summer.
Yeah,
we are taking signups until February 28th, actually, but that might be extended a little bit. I'm going to put the webpage up here. We're going to Bornholm, and we're going to find a map for you, since probably not all of our viewers know where that is. TEHRS, hamshow.eu/meetup is the website address. And you can pretty much sign up here. And then it looks like that. Fill in your personal details and accommodation details, and you're good. The price is 1,400 Norwegian for 3 nights, including breakfast and shared rooms on Bornholm. That is really cheap. And if you want single rooms and such, we can probably arrange that as well. But that will be at a different price level, probably. I need to check up on that. And of course, the travel agent contact that's mentioned in the sign-up page is me.
Yep.
So
we know you.
Yep.
In case people don't want to translate or do the math themselves, the 1,400 Norwegian is pretty much exactly
121 euros.
Yep.
As of today, at least.
Yeah. Yep. But since I need to invoice this in Norwegian kroner, so first of all, I need to convert it from Danish kroner to Norwegian kroner, and then I have to invoice it in Norwegian kroner and probably get paid in euros. So bookkeeping-wise, it might be not the usual stuff.
If only Europe had a single currency that everybody used.
Yeah. That'd be so easy.
Yeah. So I had a thought after a night on the pub there. Should we have ask for a special event call sign for this?
I guess some of the Danes will need to do that, though, if we could get a call sign for it.
Yeah, but we know some Danish people, right?
We know some Danish people, so if it's possible, it'd be awesome to have a special event call sign for this.
Yep.
And I was going to show you where Bornholm is, in case you don't know. This is pretty much Europe.
Yes.
This is Norway, this is Sweden, this is Denmark. And Renee says, oh, set one Poda. I don't know who owns that call sign, but that'd be awesome to use for that. And Bornholm is located, let's see if I can scroll, not in the StreamYard window, but actually on the webpage here. Bornholm is located in the Baltic Sea between Sweden and Poland. It's a relatively small island. And I think it has 19 parks and 1 summit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we're staying in the biggest, I'm not going to call it a city, it's a town on the island, Rønne. And I have booked rooms at a hostel there, 6-person rooms to keep the cost down. So it's easier for people to do that decision, and it's not supposed to be a financial burden to people to go to this. What people need to organize themselves, though, is transport, although we can help with that as well if people can't manage to do that themselves. But it's kind of hard to set up group transportation from pretty much everywhere in Europe to Bornholm. So
yeah, but you can get there by ferries. There are 3 ferries. It's from
3 ferries from Ystad in Sweden, from Køge in Denmark, and from Sassnitz in Germany.
Yeah, and airplanes if you like, or you can go by your own boat.
Yep. Airplanes from Berlin, Copenhagen, Aalborg, Aarhus, and Billund, I think.
Nice. So there, it's not that hard to get to, and I've never been there, but I heard it's a beautiful area. At least if we're lucky with the weather and you don't order as much wind as last year, then it's going to be really nice.
I've been there once, and that was in 1987.
Yeah.
So
and,
it's been quite a few years.
I was there last year, and I can confirm that it's still a really, really beautiful place. So looking much forward to this this summer.
And I really need that SOTA summit.
Yep.
Ooh, yeah. Just remember to bring the oxygen, because that the final 6 steps from the car park to the summit, they're grueling.
Yeah, and like it's measured in, preferably measured in inches when you're talking about summits down there, but inches above sea level or millimeters.
Yeah.
Yep. But still, it can be challenging enough.
And Paul says it's practically free for an island stay in Scandinavian travel, $200. It's actually less than $200. It's about $120, and that's for 3 nights.
Yeah.
Except that the plane ticket from 9 land might be a little bit more expensive than the stay itself.
Just take your own boat.
From the Great Lakes to Bornholm.
Yeah.
It's the same water.
But you can see here on the map there are a lot of parks, and I think the hostel is somewhere around here, and the closest park is here. And since the POTA app don't have any distances, I'm going to guess that that's pretty nearby.
That is extremely nearby, and you can see from there are at least 2 other parks that are in easy walking distance from the hostel. But anyway, the island is quite small. So driving around it, you just decide where you go when you drive there. And it's a fairly small island. It's not a problem at all getting around.
Yeah, and
is it possible to rent a car? Is there a car rental on the island?
I would think so. It's a big tourist destination, and then again, we will be several hams driving down there, so we will have cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably drive, and
I will probably drive as well. And I've heard that one of our members of the Discord perhaps will fly into Gothenburg, and I will need to pick him up there, but that's no problem.
Yeah, so for me at least, if you zoom out slightly, so you see Western Norway as well.
Yeah.
Then it's quite a long trip. So I'm going from Stavanger in southwestern Norway.
Yeah.
Driving over to Kristiansand, ferry over to roughly Aalborg in Denmark. And Denmark is surprisingly, takes a while to drive there.
It's surprisingly big for such a small country.
Yeah, with good roads and speed limits, high speed limits. And so over to Copenhagen or Køge, where the ferry is, that takes 3-4 hours?
And then it goes here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take the ferry from Sweden. So I'm going to take the ferry from here, I think. Let's zoom in and see.
Yeah,
I'm going to take the ferry from here, so it's a lot shorter distance to hop over to the island.
Yeah,
it still takes a while to cross with that ferry, and it's not really quick.
Takes about 2 hours, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Sounds about right. We should try and when this approaches, we should try and maybe see if we can end up getting on the same ferry. Everyone going on the ferry down there.
And Joachim says that. He had one space to pick up if anyone's flying into Gothenburg or something. The stretch that me and Joachim is driving is from here in southeastern Norway, just down the Swedish coast here to here, and the ferry over here.
Yeah,
and I guess you'll be driving roughly the same way as well.
Yeah, but a little bit in addition, I'll be driving, doing the Horten Moss ferry and driving from Moss and all the way down the same way as you were going. Basically, we should try to get a convoy going with the radios and all that.
Radios and everything. That'd be awesome. And Renee can pick up in Copenhagen.
Yeah. So, but if you're doing, if you get into that northern thing I mentioned, then you can stop in every city and run it.
Then we'll never get there in time.
Yeah. But on the other hand, I guess for most of it, there will maybe be some rest stops with SOTAs or POTAs or similar things going down there.
As you can see, there are a lot of yellow dots on the map down here. So the possibilities are endless.
Yeah. If you switched over to the SOTA map, you wouldn't see as many dots.
No. This is a flat part of Scandinavia. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. But there are some.
Yep. And Joachim says, let's discuss the details of pickup, etc. on the Discord. There's a dedicated channel for the meetup, and that's really good. We'll do that.
I'm going to need to get a magnetic foot on my car that I can have on there while driving.
Yep. There are cheap, small 2-meter antennas that you can use.
Yeah, but for HF.
For HF, yeah. So we can use HF while driving.
Then
Yes.
you need
So,
3 magnets.
stupid question from the
Yep.
German who has no clue. What's the weather like in end of August in Bornholm? I mean, is that 25? Is it 20? Is it 15? I have no idea.
I'm thinking about 25-ish.
Okay,
I mean,
sounds
it's
pleasant.
almost Germany.
Yeah, it's
More technically, it's almost Poland, but
yeah, has probably
Yeah.
been discussed sometimes.
Yeah, but if you're from Munich, then August in Munich is like 35, right? Sometimes.
It's going to be much more pleasant. But of course, you could be unlucky and it's windy or it's rainy or something
Yep.
like that. But it's not going to be 5 degrees and snowing.
I mean,
it's-
last year we shot for the west coast of Sweden in beginning of July, which turned out to be 3 degrees centigrade and 26 meters per second winds.
Ouch.
So that is why we have accommodation with 4 walls and a roof this time in case weather goes bad.
And
And
nice
it-
restaurants nearby in case of emergency.
If there's something the Danes know, it's beer and good food. So we'll have something to do if the weather turns really bad.
Is the accommodation within a SOTA?
It's not within.
A POTA, I mean.
No, it's not within
No.
the POTA. I'm going to zoom in again. But it's not far. I think. Let's see if it shows up on the OpenStreetMap here. It's somewhere in this area here, I think.
Yeah.
And the nearest POTA is here.
Okay. That's nice.
So that should be within walking or bicycle distance.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Danish are really fond of biking, so maybe I should bring a bike over there.
Yeah, except Bornholm is surprisingly steep and hilly for Denmark.
All right.
Yes.
For Denmark.
All right. Yeah. If you're from Norway, then it's basically flat as a pancake. But
Yeah,
all right.
look behind me, Martin.
Yeah, it's not those kind of mountains. So let's check out the summit there as well, though, even though it's a POTA meetup. Let's see the details on it. It's 162 meters, I think. Yeah, 162 meters above sea level.
Oh, yeah.
Let's zoom into it so we can count the number of inches from the car park to the summit. Yeah.
Where's the car park? The car
you
park's
see,
here.
you see it there.
This, this should be the park. Yeah.
Yeah. But there's a cafe on the top there. So
There is.
Yeah.
So you
I'm
can
not
get
sure I
beer
can
and,
function
warm
at
food.
such low sea level altitude, right?
Yeah,
So
because
if there's
I
a
guess
cafe, you have some motivation to go there.
And let's see. William asked if there was a POTA in the sea on that map. I don't think so. I'll.
Yeah, there is actually an island. I think you can take a ferry out to the 20th.
Kristiansø. Yeah,
up there.
there's a ferry out there.
I would guess that's not been activated, so it would be cool to do a first activation on that as well. Can you check?
I can check. That has not been activated. This is an old fort, though, so you might need to get some permits to operate there. Although I have no idea, though. Paul says it's DK0217.
nice.
I've never been there. I don't know how long the ferry is. And then there's a question, how many parks can you physically do in 2 full days?
Yeah, it's going to be like you got to have time for some social stuff and charging of batteries and everything as well. Are there any of these that are 2 firsts or 3 firsts or 10 firsts or whatever?
I have no idea, but we have the mapping representative of Denmark in the chat.
I'm sure he can fix something.
He can fix some. He'll fix some new POTAs this weekend.
Yeah. I would prefer that you actually make them like 2 minutes before we get to the island, so nobody else gets to activate them.
Yeah.
When I was there last year,
27 is 1 hour by ferry each way.
when I was there last year, none of the parks on that island had ever been activated. So I don't think we need to really save them for the next time we come down there.
Yeah. Oh, but this is going to be really fun. And being on an island, of course, at least the ones nearby the sea is going to be a nice takeoff. And I guess since we're driving, we can bring some big stuff as well.
We probably can. And well, I'm driving a Fiesta, with one extra person that I'm picking up, and probably my daughter and a friend.
Yep.
So, and I got a suggestion on text message here from LB7VJ that we could have an after chat in the Discord on the meetup channel, and that's probably a good idea. I don't know if I have time for it, but people can chat and I can follow up afterwards. Steve's asked if
how many people have signed up so far?
Seven at this point. That's including Bob that will sleep anywhere else, I think he said, and a local in Bornholm that obviously will sleep at home.
Yeah.
And Steve asked if it's an IOTA. I don't know, but I would guess so.
Yes, it is.
Aren't really all islands IOTA? Don't they have?
No, there are some rules to that.
They have to be 150 meters away from the coastline.
Yeah, I don't think that is not a problem for Bornholm.
No,
I think we have the 150 meter mark within range. The ferry goes all day, Christian, at least from Ystad. Oh, the little island to Kristiansø. That's a good idea to check. Let's Google it live.
Yeah. Otherwise, it will be a nighttime activation, right?
Ooh, this is actually quite cool. Bornholm is its own group in IOTA. So for those who actually, or that and Fredriksø or whatever it was called. So for those who are interested, we are actually going to be a quite interesting DX or IOTA reference because not that many activities.
We can pre-order here. I would just like to see when it leaves.
Yeah.
And there's a link to another website. Let's see here. This is, I need to share the other tab now because it opened in a new tab. This looks like a ham radio website. Let's see if I can embiggen the text because I'm either going to need my explaining glasses or actually embiggen the text here.
There's a find a book button.
It does the opening hours, but what time do the ferry go? I don't need to know
the island has opening hours.
No, yes. the ticket office has opening hours.
All right.
But I'd like to know when the ferry runs.
We'll check that when it's closer. They might not have announced the summer's
let's see
scheduled
here.
yet.
Yeah, but this is the fun part about traveling in foreign countries. You have to learn every kind of weird ticketing system and try to read it.
It leaves, let's see, at 10 and 12:30.
Yep.
And returns at 2 and 4:30.
Yeah, except that you're looking at.
I'm looking at from May to August.
No,
I'm not. Here we go. This is the right one. 10, 12, 15, and 15.
It's good that you get some use for travel agent skills in reading ticket.
I am reading this small text on a 15-inch screen, which is exactly the wrong distance for both of my glasses.
Yeah, I know. I'm just making fun. But this is it would be really cool if but that's going to be almost a full day spent on that.
So we need to, if we're doing that, we need to set off a day for that.
That could also be a bonus day for anyone that wants to come down a day early or stay a day longer. So you will spend a lot of time sitting in a car waiting to board the ferry and just sitting on a ferry and So,
and the call OZ30 Poda is actually the ham that's coming on our meetup, Renee. So
I'm gonna have a chat with Renee later, but for me, I would like the X-Ray Papa Zero Tango Alpha, which is a Danish call. Or X-Pota.
Yeah.
Yeah. X-Ray Papa is Denmark, but I'm not sure if that is mainland Denmark. So we'll have to check, but that would be amazing.
Well, Bornholm is strictly is mainland Denmark, so yeah.
Yeah, but it's Denmark, not the other parts of Denmark.
Not Faroes, Denmark, or Greenland, Denmark.
Yeah. So
it's Denmark and not the Kingdom of Denmark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I checked the sunset and sunrise. So the sun is up from 5 in the morning to 9 in the evening.
That allows for good openings on the bands that are open. 10
Yeah.
meters will probably be a mess in August, but
Yeah,
at
and
least
also
15 should be good.
80 meters is also going to be off, but 60, 40, yeah, anything could be really good there.
So
William is asking if we can do a POTA expedition for Papa Lima
2380.
This
All right,
is
we need to
probably
find out what
around
that is.
about 1.5 hours away or so. Guess over 1 hour by boat.
Yeah, and I think going to Poland is also not an option.
About the same distance from Sassnitz in Germany to Bornholm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the dates here, Martin, could you please repeat them?
Yeah, I can not only repeat them, I can actually say them. It's from Thursday, July 31st to Sunday, August 3rd.
Nice. There's also really fun because that is the European HF Championship contest weekend.
Okay, we had a vote in the Discord on when we were going to go. It's not my fault that no one checked the contest calendar.
Who cares? We have walk pans. It's not going to be a problem.
No, it's not.
We're pro operators, and if anyone want to bring a PA, they're more than welcome to do that.
Yeah. It could be really fun. Run a kilowatt on the beach.
That and a Moxon.
No, yeah, maybe something like that. We would need some beefy antennas for that.
And power. 80-meter Moxon, that would be
15-meter Moxon and a kilowatt. That'd be really nice. By the sea.
It could be fun to join the contest. On an Iota Island with a special event call sign in a park.
Yeah.
The summit is also a park, I think, if I remember correctly.
On a summit.
A park. So you get Summit Park, Iota, and the contest all in one.
But is there bunkers on the air in Denmark?
I don't think so. But they have bunkers. So one sad thing about contests is that you are generally locked to be on the same physical location. You're not allowed to hop around.
Yeah, and Renee says that the XP is for ships.
Okay. Can we get a boat? No, but I guess anything could be fun just as a special event call.
Absolutely.
And you don't have to use it, of course, but some of us maybe hop around. We did that with the Lima Alpha 1 Sierra Oscar Tango Alpha, Lima Alpha 1 SOTA for the SOTA events in Norway. And then like one place was the main station and the other ones was, your own call sign.
Yeah, and I guess the entire island is within 2-meter simplex range. So we could coordinate by if we're on different de-expeditions, let's call it that, just to be cool. Then we can coordinate call signs and stuff.
Well, not if it's if you're on different sides of the mountain, but we do have Discord as well.
The mountain?
Yes.
All right. Are you sure we're looking at the same island?
Yeah. Is there a repeater on that island?
Renee probably can answer. And Renee has one of something. I am not sure what he has one of, but he does have one. So I'd really like a follow-up to this comment, Renee, so we know what you want. If there's a repeater on Bornholm, let's see. I know how to Google.
Yes, Ostermaria. So there's a 2-meter. There's a simplex repeater.
There's OZ3 REO on 145650.
Okay.
And then it's OZ3 REL on 434,650.
That sounds like decent ones. I just got ads for vacations in Bornholm.
But this website looks like this website was last updated in 2001, so I wouldn't necessarily take that information as facts.
What ham radio website was not last updated in 2001?
Let's see. That was Repeater Book. I do not trust Repeater Book.
No, the Repeater Book is
not
really
because Repeater Book is a bad service, but it's only as good as people entering the data. And I've tried to remove one of our club repeaters that don't exist anymore from Repeater Book for 3 years. It's still there. Even though I have nice emails saying that we will remove that repeater for you. It's still there.
Yep.
Yep. No, I think this is it's going to be fun, and even like we're a few signed up now. How much did you mention? How many?
7.
7, yeah. So 7.
I have 12 beds for accommodation booked at the moment, but I don't think there will be an issue to extend on that. Should we be more than 12 people? And also, I know my daughter and her friend will probably not stay in 6-person rooms with hams. So,
who would have thought?
Yeah.
So, but there is absolutely an option to extend on those rooms if needed. Although we shouldn't do it too late because it's August. It's prime tourist season there.
Yeah, it is. And also, if you're traveling, booking a ferry early is kind of helpful there. I tried booking out to Bornholm last year when I was in Denmark, when I ended up in Frederikshavn instead. That was mainly because I didn't get any ferry places to Bornholm.
Yeah, and that's why we also have the sign-up date by next Friday. We could probably extend it for a couple of weeks if people need some time to decide, but please do it as quickly as possible so we can actually coordinate on booking ferries and all that kind of stuff. And if you're flying into there, the flights might fill up pretty fast as well.
It's not a big airport.
I got to say, when I drove down there, I didn't order any ferry, and I just showed up at the docks, and there was basically no one there. I just stood in line for an hour and a half, and the ferry showed up, and we all drove on.
Yeah, I talked to another ham that he's there every summer, and he says that's usually on the last ferry there's room, but in the high tourist season it can be tricky to get on board.
Oh. Yeah, also price-wise, at least the ferry that went from like one of the middle island in Denmark down to Germany, that was twice as expensive when you just showed up as if you booked the day before. And that was like 100 euros extra or something. Yeah. So significant savings.
And Øyvind here comments that Danish beer and good food, he thinks it's not likely that we activate more than 1 to 2 parks.
Will there be a barbecue available on this location we're staying at?
That's a good question. Let's use the internet.
Yeah, because like if there's a common barbecue and we can make food one evening together, that would be really nice.
There's a kitchen there available. It's a hostel, so...
But Kjetil, you have a big car. You can bring a barbecue.
Yeah, I don't have a barbecue to put in it.
I do, but I'm gonna put the radios and stuff in my car, so you can drop by and pick up mine.
Yeah, maybe, or I can buy a new one, or we can just buy one locally.
Or we can just cook in the kitchen where we are, though.
That's so boring. But that is.
Let's see if I can find the right way to get the picture up on screen here again. That was not the right. Let's see. Yeah. Oh. Let's see here. Outer.
There is playground. Oh, we can tune that.
It does not say anything about a grill there, but they have a playground and they have miniature golf, football, and volleyball.
Yep.
And let's see what they have.
And
inside.
It's not miniature golf. These are parts for antennas.
Yeah.
They have a kitchen that looks like this.
Yeah, we can make food on that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They have a living room. We can drink beer there. And they have a dining room, which will fit more people than we are.
Yeah. I was just going to go make the same observation that Paul does in the chat now. Rønne in Norwegian just means shack or hovel or something like that.
Yeah. And Renee can bring a grill as well, so we can figure something out.
I guess there's food stores and such available on the island.
No need for grill. Sorry?
I guess it's like there are food stores and such available on the island,
Yep,
so you can.
there are.
Yeah. Okay.
There are also if you don't need to create or cook your own food, there are in fact excellent restaurants, many excellent restaurants as well. So in walking distance from the place.
And Joachim says that they have a fire pit.
Yeah, but of course, it being late August or early August, there may be
Other people there.
Or fire hazards, so you can't use anything that burns.
Yeah.
But then again, we do have a kitchen, and we can be that gang of weird radio people cooking with the German tourists there.
Imagine I imagine if we sit at that outdoors place there and enjoy some dinner late in the evening, we may also set up a radio and hunt people just for the fun of it.
I see. They have something really nice here. Let's see if we can embiggen this picture. They have.
I see it too.
A flagpole.
Yes.
So, firstly, Norwegian flag. Who brings that?
Flagpoles are not for flags. They're antenna masts in the skies.
Yeah.
Pay attention.
But I'm not sure, but I think I've heard in Denmark there's some regulations saying you're not allowed to use flagpoles for antennas, or is that just a rumor?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Jeff would like his burger cooked 4 minutes on 80-meter digital.
I would say I prefer, like, if you do QO100, then you get the 10 gigahertz or 1.2 gigahertz. So that should be a microwave range, right?
The 2.4 gigahertz band is microwave.
Yeah,
it's like a microwave oven. So that
you can do that with the marshmallows.
Yeah.
But let's ask around here. We're at 57 minutes now. But is there anyone in the chat that really want to go now? Have we sold this event for you?
Yes.
Yeah, so you're coming, Kjetil. That's good.
Yes.
But I was more thinking about the viewers.
Oh, okay. Those guys.
And the chat went suddenly all quiet.
Deafening silence.
Yeah.
Joachim said you had me at hello. You've already booked, Joachim. And you've already booked, Steve. So you guys don't count.
What are the dates? Repeat the dates.
The dates is July 31st through August 3rd. First weekend in August.
And William says no pounds. That's not a problem. They use
Danish kroner.
Euros or Danish kroner. So no pounds is no problem.
Yeah. Let's see. Renee is coming. I know because you have signed up. You were the second person to sign up. Joachim actually signed up. I think about a minute after I opened the sign up form.
Yeah,
I actually signed up before you opened the sign up form, I think.
Yeah. LB8VA wants to go, but cannot quite commit yet. We'll see. I mean, we have 6 people room, so we'll figure something out if you decide late.
Yeah, and also it will be like if people show up there, if they're locals or stop by for one day, of course you are welcome anyways, right?
Yeah, and Wes missed the show. The short thing is you need to get to Denmark in the first weekend of August, Wes, for a POTA camp out.
Yeah, and this is close. Just to report, Pete, that this is not that far from Copenhagen. So if you're flying in there, that's probably the cheapest place to fly to if you're flying long distance.
Yeah, Copenhagen is an international hub, so Copenhagen is pretty easy to fly into. If you're flying from Europe, you can also, I guess we'll have free seats in some of the cars going down the Swedish coast, flying to Gothenburg.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So this is going to be fun and another social event like the one we started with in this show with the ham meeting.
Yep.
It's it is going to be fun.
Social ham events are incredibly a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Because it's the only place where you can talk. You can talk bands. You can talk batteries. You can talk battery chemistry, and people don't look strange at you.
So that's what I'm doing wrong at work.
Again, I'm saying this. This is the problem with social competence. I'm sure I do the same thing. I just don't notice the strange responses I get. So. Highly recommend it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess hopefully we've sold it to some people. I can actually check my work email here now and see if we have any signups. At least I have a lot of unread emails. We have no new signups.
Okay.
Wes will make the trip when it hits 500,000 subs.
How far is that off?
Probably a lot. I think.
Okay.
I think Ham Radio Crash Course has less than that.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. But Ham Eating and TEHRS Poda meetup. Good things to do.
Also, if you can't make it for whatever reason, then there's a good chance you live somewhere where you can reach us on the radio. So you can be there via
in
airwaves.
spirit.
Yes.
I'm not sure who I talked to that talked about that bringing radios might be an issue. And don't worry about that. We'll have enough radios for you.
Yes. There's going to be radios. There's
Radios,
gonna be
batteries, solar, antennas. We're not going to run short on any radio-related stuff.
And it's also very good to see that, like, since we're indoors, it's going to be possible to charge batteries overnight.
Yep.
So, yep.
I'll
don't
bring my
need-
2 QRP batteries as well, so we should have enough energy for a few activations.
And
Cool.
LB7VJ, those field day batteries that we got from the electric car maker, are those available for this trip? They might be too big to bring on a ferry, but they'll last for all radios all weekend.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not sure if there are limitations on a ferry on lithium batteries.
That would be a problem for electric cars.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
no electric cars on planes then.
Yep. That's a good point. Don't bring your leaf.
Okay. Thank you, all new ones. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I hope to see a lot of you guys at our camp out, and we'll remind you a couple of times more. And I can tell you now that we might extend the sign up date a little bit, but not for an infinite amount of time.
Yeah.
And Wes has a final statement here: 150,000 subs.
Yeah. So if you guys run over there and sub, he'll be there in a few
Go
minutes,
over
right?
to Wes's channel and subscribe right now so he can get 150,000 subs. I have no idea how many subs you have, but I don't think he's relatively close even.
Yeah, he is about on Mr. Beast's level.
But before we go on more tangents, thank you people for watching. We'll be back next week, and then we have the 5,000 euro ham shack challenge.
Yep.
So we all need to plan a budget on how to make a shack for 5,000 euros.
I guess there will be some information in Discord on that.
Yeah. I'm thinking a flex radio, and then you have some money for antennas, and then you're good.
I still liked my solution from the last time.
Yeah, but you still have 4,000 euros to go. You can find even more expensive
money.
booze.
Yes.
Yeah.
G90 and 40-year-old whiskey. Okay.
Yep. See you guys next week. 73
See
all.
you.
7-3.
Bye.
7-3.
7-3.
Hang on. I just need to not press the leave studio button, but the end stream button. 73,
We're
guys.
professionals.
Bye.